And we are live. Welcome, mystery and thriller fans. I'm your on-air host and author, Sara DiVello, and I'm so excited to welcome back the incredible New York Times best-selling author, Danielle Trussoni, here to give us the inside scoop on her brand new book out next Tuesday, The Puzzle Box. Danielle, welcome back to Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Tell us about this book.
Hi, Sarah. I'm so glad to be back. I have been waiting for this moment for an entire year.
Me too. Yay.
So I just got the hardcover version in, so I'm going to show everybody. I'm so
Oh my
proud
goodness.
of it.
Gorgeous.
And okay, so the puzzle box is about an ingenious puzzle solver who is invited by the Emperor of Japan to come to Tokyo to solve a mysterious 19th century Japanese puzzle box. And I actually have a real puzzle box here. This is the puzzle box that inspired partially the story. This one is very simple, but the puzzle box that the Emperor of Japan asks Mike Brink to solve is a 19th century huge puzzle box full of traps and little tricks and deadly corridors and labyrinths that Mike Brink has to solve. The only problem is that for the past 150 years, nobody has been able to solve it. And in fact, every puzzle solver who has attempted it has died. So Mike Brink is in for a big challenge. But I will just say that when he gets to Japan, he gets thrust into a mystery and an adventure that moves all the way from Tokyo to Kyoto down to Kyushu. So in reading the book, you sort of go all over the place.
Oh my gosh. Well, I am so excited to chat with you, Danielle, because I know I have so many questions. And I can't wait to get into every single one of them. But first, I just want to welcome everyone because we are broadcasting live to 7 different destinations across Facebook and YouTube. So I just want to welcome everyone and say, no matter where you're watching from, you are in the right place. This is the right time. It is Mystery Monday because Mondays can be murder. We're going to make it a little less painful and get your week off to a killer start. So if you've been with us before, you know the drill. And if you're new, welcome, my mystery loving friends. Here's the drill. Every Monday, I give you my handpicked featured authors, and you get to ask them anything. So ask Danielle, the New York Times bestselling author of 7 books, about her writing process, about being in that writing cave she's posting about so much on Instagram. Ask this woman what it was like to be like on the Pulitzer Committee. Yes, Danielle not only sat on the Pulitzer Committee, but was the chair of the Pulitzer Committee. She was deciding who gets the Pulitzer Prize. What? We have so much to talk about, and I'm so excited to talk about Mike Brink #2 because I absolutely loved this book. I loved the first book in the series, and I love this one. I'm not going to say more, but just as much. So I know I have a lot of questions. Let's jump right in. Robin is joining us from Facebook. She's saying, hi, Sara and Danielle. Hi, Robin. Welcome to the conversation. Okay, Danielle, so let's jump. First of all, I learned so much about this, about so many things. I have never been to Japan and have always wanted to go. You guys, Danielle used to live in Japan. I did not know that Japan had a royal family, and I am a royal watcher. Like, I need to know what Kate Middleton is wearing at all times. So I was so excited to learn that there's a whole other imperial family that I need to know about. I did not know about puzzle boxes. I had never heard of them, let alone the idea of a deadly puzzle box, the year of the dragon. Oh my God, there's so much that I learned here. So let's talk about your process because I know you went to Japan as part of your research process. Tell us about that.
So I lived in Japan for 2 years, about 20 years ago. And that's the biggest research, right? Like, because when you're living in a place, especially for a couple of years, you get to know a lot about the people, the culture, the food, everything. And that sort of just stayed with me for decades now. And I wanted to find a way to write about Japan, but it's, you don't want to just set a book sort of willy-nilly in a country for no reason, right? So I had been always thinking, like, what would be that thing? What would be that really amazing thing that could tie my interest and love of Japan with a really propulsive story? And when I came across puzzle boxes, and when I had invented the character of Mike Brink, it all just sort of came together. And so the process of sort of rediscovering Japan and discovering the Japan that's in the puzzle box involved me actually going to Japan. And I think I told you last time I was on the show that my process for research involves like really tangible experiential research. I like to go to every place that I write about. I mean, not like every room or every house or every building, but like just the place to sort of take the temperature and get the feeling of what that place is like. And so last year during cherry blossom season, and there's some really good pictures on Instagram if anyone is out there on Instagram and wants to go look at them. I went to Japan and I went to all of the locations that are in this book. So the research process was amazing. I ate the food that I describe. I went to the places I write about. Sometimes, when I was writing the book, I felt like the characters were people that I must have bumped into on the street because it was that like writing the book after being there felt that real.
Oh my gosh. Well, speaking of the characters that you may have bumped into and that feel so real, I was excited to see that some of the characters from the first book of the series make a reappearance. I was not necessarily expecting, but was thrilled to see. And we also have some new characters, so I was excited to meet them. So for those of us who are OG fans who have loved Mike Brink since The Puzzle Master and continue to love my best friend Mike into this book. But then for people who are now joining you, just for this book and may go back and reread The Puzzle Master, what was that like for you to both write for the OGs and write for the new people?
Well, first of all, I was very careful about making this book standalone, right? So someone coming to it can pick this book up first and read it. And I feel like you're going to know these characters and you're not going to feel like, oh, wait, I'm missing something here. Like something must have happened without me because I don't get it. It's not the case. But to do that, it's a high wire walk actually, because you have to create a full character without really relying too much on the previous mystery. I think there's only one section where I say that Mike Brink solved this mystery upstate called the God puzzle, right? Which, the Puzzle Master, that was the puzzle in the first book. And that afterwards he kept, being asked to do interviews, and it ended up being kind of a disaster for him to do that. So he doesn't do interviews anymore. So you can't have him on the show. Sorry, Sara. I know he would love to be here.
There's no easy way to say this, Danielle. He actually has been in communication with me privately, and he is coming on. So,
oh my God, betrayal!
His half of the best friend bracelet, his half of the BFF bracelet that he can wear.
Oh my God, he's gonna outshine the author for sure. He's probably gonna solve a puzzle box for you.
Oh my goodness. Robin says, my first assignment was at long ago. I was there at the end of the World War II treaty, reverting Okinawa to Japan. I loved it there and still have my favorite treasure, a husband of 45 years.
Aww, that is a treasure.
Danielle, you also have a treasure of some years from Japan, who you dedicated the book to.
Yes, I'm like, which treasure is that?
Your son.
Yeah, so my son was born in Japan. And that's true. I do dedicate the book to him. He was born in the year of the dragon. And actually, my son, it's kind of interesting because the character of Mike Brink is not based on my son, but my son had this kind of weird ability he was, is it called, what is it when, I can't remember the word, when someone reads very early, hyperlexic, something like that, hyperlexic.
I don't know.
He could read at 4 years old, and he had this photographic memory where he would remember stuff. And it kind of went to the background as he got older. Like it's not something that it's not like a party trick he pulls out. But it's something that stayed with me, I think, when I was crafting Mike Brink, the character.
Mhm.
And yeah, so he's really tied into this book for me emotionally. He was born there. And I also started writing when I was in Japan. I was teaching in a high school in a very, very rural village. Like it was a rice paddy and my teacher housing complex and the school, basically. And so I had a lot of free time. And so that's when I started writing. And so the pages that became my first book, I wrote there. So there's a lot about Japan that was transformative for me.
Oh, I absolutely love that. John is joining us from Northeast Ohio via Facebook. Hi, John. Great to have you in the audience. Anissa Joy, our favorite librarian, is joining us. She's saying hyperlexia.
Thank you.
Renee
Hyperlexia.
also saying hyperlexia. Oh my God, there's so many early reader, knowledgeable people.
Yes. Thank you very much. My son had hyperlexia. In kindergarten, I am not joking, the teacher put him in a corner with a stack of books and said, "You just entertain yourself."
Oh my God. I
Yeah.
love that. Wow. That is so cool. I love that. Robin saying, "Yay, a son born in Japan." Our son was born in Pordenone, Italy. Oh, I love that.
Wow. Yeah, you have two Italian ladies here who approve.
Exactly. See, Julie, welcome to the conversation, saying, "I love Pordenone and Sicily too." Is that Sicily or Sicily? Well, we love Italy too. I went to Italy for my honeymoon and I absolutely loved it. The food, the culture, the people, the history. There's so much to love. So I have something very exciting, which is that we have signed books available tonight. So Danielle is setting off on her book tour on Thursday, and one of her stops will be our favorite woman-owned independent bookstore, that is Murder by the Book, where Danielle will be able to sign and personalize any book you want. Now, I don't need to remind you guys that we have the signed books make the best gifts of all, and personalized books make an extra special gift. So we have the Jewish holidays coming up. We've got Rosh Hashanah, Yom Kippur. You got to think ahead to Christmas. Birthdays, you want to stock up. I never am stressed during the holidays because I am stocking up on signed books all year round. I advise you all to do the same. So here is the link to buy. And when you're checking out, just put in the comments what you want Danielle to say, and she will say it. And I always make Danielle say really scandalous or really funny things. Like, to my best friend, Sara, your secret is safe with
And
me.
I'm like blushing by the end. I'm like crimson by the time I'm done reading the things that Sara wants me to write in my books.
It's so fun. It's so fun. This is our new challenge. We're going to make Danielle blush. So so whatever you do, you just click, you order, and then when you're checking out, put in the comments, you could have her say anything you want. Happy birthday to your mom, to your sister, to you. Happy holidays, anything you want. We'll go right, just put it in the comment box, and Danielle will sign those when she is in the store. Here is that link. Now, Danielle, I want to talk about some of the incredible praise that this book has earned because, hello, I have seen some starred reviews. Congratulations, ma'am, as well as rave reviews from AJ Finn, Catherine Stedman, David Baldacci, Jean Kwok, Kirkus, Booklist, Library Journal. It just keeps going on and on and on. And let's kick off actually with the Library Journal and the starred review that they awarded you. I'm going to pop it up so that we can all read it together. They say Trussoni's ingenious Mike Brink returns for the challenge of a lifetime in this superb sequel to The Puzzle Master, even better than its predecessor. Congratulations on that. Danielle, why do you think people are saying that this one's even better than The Puzzle Master? Because I love it just as much.
So I love them both. Both of my children are very special to me.
But hear that.
I think so. The Puzzle Master, for those of you who haven't read it, this is what that one looks like.
Oops. This book is brilliant and beautiful. I love both of these books.
But it's a little more circuitous, I would say. It's a little bit longer. There's some chapters that go back historically.
Okay.
And I think that thriller lovers sometimes want to get on the road and just go there, right? They don't want to like meander into the past and like hear, read a diary entry about this or that. And I love that sort of thing, personally, but I understood. I got a lot of feedback from some of my readers, and they were like that those parts weren't my favorite. And that's not why I wrote it this way. This book needed to be written the way that it is. But I think that in removing some of the so-called slower parts, the book just moves very fast, and certain readers like that.
I mean, I love them both so much. You guys, Danielle is such a brilliantly talented author. And I truly love both of these books. And I think they're so smart and so fun and so fabulous. And I learned so much. I loved it. I cannot say enough about these books. Ooh, Renee has a question. Which book was more difficult to write?
That's a really good question. The Puzzle Master was much harder to write.
Ooh.
And I think that's because I was discovering the character of Mike Brink as I was writing it.
Okay.
I actually started the Puzzle Master, in some of the drafts. I started with a different character as being a main character, the Jess Price character in very early drafts. And then I realized, like, when Mike Brink, whenever he walked into the room, it was like, there's the star, of course. And so I cut a lot of that and went back and rewrote it. But it took a while for me to really get him. And I had to do all the research to understand Mike Brink's savant syndrome, which is the condition he has. And for those of you who don't know what that is, that's Mike suffered from a traumatic brain injury when he was in high school. He was playing football and he got hit hard. And he developed something called savant syndrome, which is a real disorder where the brain sort of overcompensates for an injury, and people can do kind of miraculous things. And Mike's talent is recognizing patterns and solving puzzles, and he has a photographic memory, and but the downside of that for him is that it never goes off. Right. It's like he's constantly inundated with information and this need to solve puzzles, which is a vulnerability, which makes for me, that's why he's interesting, because he has this painful experience that goes alongside being a genius.
He's very, very lovable. And we are still having some conversation about the book one versus book two, the fast purse versus the flashbacks. I want to get to some of these comments. And Nisa's saying she loves a fast paced book. Robin's saying, ooh, but Anissa, I love the history and the digressions. And so I agree with both of you. And now I'm seeing the comments going back and forth. Some team Anissa, team book two, team fast paced, some team Robin, team Sara, history and digressions. I love them both. And I mean, I was a history minor, so I nerd out on this stuff. And there is plenty of this book is a nerdy girl's delight because of the history of the Japanese imperial family, their history of women in power, a very timely topic right now, women in political power and how that has been seized from them over the centuries. A lost treasure, two sisters. Oh my goodness. I mean, two warring sisters, a family torn apart. There's a lot going on in here, and it was yum, so tasty. Now, Danielle, remind me: are you a plotter or are you pantser? Because this is a meaty plot. There's a lot here to follow.
Yeah, I'm a plotter. With this kind of book, if you don't know where you're going, you're really going to get lost. And I think that was the problem, not the problem, but the difficulty with the first book is that I had one idea of the plot and then it changed and then I rewrote. But with this book, I had the plot pretty much outlined. It's the only book that I've ever written, and I've written 7, where I sat down and I wrote all the way through without sort of having to start over or rewrite. I knew from
Oh my
beginning to end what was going to happen, and I just wrote it.
That's so cool. Wait, but how did you know?
Well, I don't know. I had it, I had an outline, so I knew the basic points. But I think it's been simmering for so long, right? Like I've wanted to write about Japan for so long that it just came. I don't know. It's very rare, and I hope that happens to me again. Because
I
it was
have
a lot
a
of fun.
feeling it will because there is many more. I feel like there's so many more adventures for Mike Brink to have, and I can't wait to see where in the world he goes next because he's just, I mean, I just love him so much because he's so brilliant, but he's also so vulnerable and he's so, I mean, his intellect, his dizzying intellect, I would just sit there and eat my popcorn and watch him solve puzzles, but he's also so fragile and human and ultimately lonely. And I just want to take care of him and feed him. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna get to all of your questions. Don't worry, don't worry. Okay, let's jump into this. So are you good at solving puzzles? What's your favorite type of puzzle? Hold the puzzle box up again. We all want to look at it.
Okay, so this is the puzzle box that I brought back from Japan.
Oh my God, it's so beautiful.
And the way that they work is
Yeah, how do
you
they
see
work?
this, you push it and they move just like a fraction of an inch. And once that piece opens, then you can move another piece. And the trick is figuring out which pieces can move because there's little slots all around. And this one is a 28, I think 28 moves. So if you make 28 correct moves, the top will come off and you can put something in there. And I actually solved it and put something in there.
Oh my God, what's in there, Danielle?
I'm not going to tell you. You're going to have to open it. I'm going to bring this to Boston and let's see if we can open it when I come.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I'm so excited. Excitement is at a 10. So after Danielle goes to Murder by the Book, signs your books, writes your scandalous messages and your happy birthdays and your happy holidays, she is on tour. She is going to be in New York City at P&T Knitwear. She's going to the Morristown Festival of Books. I'm going to drop the link to all of her events. She is going to New York, to Boston. We're going to be at the Boston Book Festival together. We're going to be at an Unlikely Story in Plainville, Massachusetts. We have so much. You're going to be at the Boston Public Library South End author speaker series. We have so much exciting stuff ahead. This is going to be so, so great. And now I can't believe it. There's a treasure in a box. I will not be able to sleep for the next 2 weeks.
Also, I have to say, if anyone's in the Boston area and they come to one of the events, I have little puzzle presents that I'm bringing to Boston.
What
Only
are
in
the
Boston.
presents? Danielle, puzzle presents? Oh my
Puzzle
God.
presents.
I am so excited. I can't believe it. Okay. This is very, very exciting. Yes, puzzle presents. Okay. Renee wants to know, will you be in Southeast Florida?
Not this time. I wish.
Okay.
I wish. I'm not able to. I have it all set up and I can't diverge.
But that's
not like my first book.
That's okay, Renee, because you can still get, let me remind you, signed books from Murder by the Book. So you're not missing out because here you're hearing Danielle in conversation and then you get the signed book. So it's the same. It's the same in person or virtual. What you really want to get is you want to hear from the author and you get a signed book. That's why you go to events. So this is just as good. No, don't be sad. Don't be sad.
Oh, sorry, Renee.
Here's the link because we're in conversation. You're here, you're part of it, and then you get a signed book. It's the same as being in person. It's no problem at all. Okay, we're gonna get to all of these comments. Okay, I know that is so cool. I'm excited too. Can you open it, Danielle?
I have opened it. It takes me a long time. I opened it and then I put something in there and then I closed it. So it will take me a while to reopen it, but I can.
Oh my God, this is so exciting. Margaret, welcome to the conversation, joining us on Facebook. Oop, it's frozen a little bit up. She says, thank you for the recordings. Oh my gosh, no problem. You can watch it. You can watch this anytime, Margaret. You're just on time. No worries at all. Oh, she wants a puzzle box. Okay, you know what? Maybe we can get one and send it to you, Renee. DM me the receipt and we'll figure something out for you. Okay, we got to get to all of these questions. Don't worry, we're gonna get to them. Okay. Wait, I definitely want to talk about though this review from hold on, I'm gonna get to from AJ Finn, the New York Times bestselling author of The Woman in the Window, who had this to say. So I'm gonna pop it up so we can all read it together. Don't worry, I'm going to get to all of your questions. I see them all and we will get to them. He said, who should read Danielle Trussoni's latest? Readers of breathless adventure in the Dan Brown vein. Totally. Readers of literate, sophisticated book club fiction. Readers of boldly plotted brain teasers. Think classic Agatha Christie, but more provocative. Readers who love storytelling so fresh and original that it resists labels. So who should read the puzzle box? In a word, everyone. I absolutely love that. And I totally agree because all of those readers, of which I feel like I am all of them, should. And it is all of us. And that's what I really loved. Now that you also got another starred review. Let's take a peek at this one. Then we're going to get to Catherine Stedwin. But first, Publishers Weekly said this is an astounding sequel. You just don't hear the word astounding in a review that often. They said this clever and satisfying novel cements Mike Brink as an action hero for the ages. Now, Danielle, what do you think is the key to creating a character that is an action hero for the ages?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think what's interesting about Mike Brink is that he's complicated, right? And so if you think about what makes a good action hero, I don't think it's just setting him on an obstacle course and being like, go, right? I think it's the moments where when you're reading about what's happening to him, you pause and you start to wonder about his personality and his challenges and his interiority and all of that stuff that make great characters great characters. And I wish more thriller writers would do that and like really make their heroes and their villains actually more complicated.
Yes. Yes. Why don't we see that? It's so true because we're all so complicated and multifaceted and contradictory and complex. That's such a great point, Danielle. That's such a great point. I totally agree. Oh, okay. Renee, I see you. Will there be a third puzzle book, excuse me, or are you writing something totally different? And can you tell us?
I'm not writing anything right now, actually. I have a bunch of ideas, but there is a third puzzle book that I have sort of cooking. So we'll see. Hopefully, fingers crossed.
Well, this book is on every most anticipated list. LA Times, Barnes and Noble. I mean, this book is literally everywhere. Everyone is reading about it and so excited for it. Jane, welcome to the conversation. Joining us on Facebook. She wants to know, do you get instructions with the box open? Yeah. So how does it work? Is it like the box is just there and it's like, good luck. If you can open it, it's yours. And if you can't, tough turtles. Like
so in my novel, in the puzzle box, Mike Brink does not get instructions. That's the hard part, right? For normal mortals like me who with this, there are instructions. They're in Japanese because I bought this in Japan, but I can figure them out because it's like a diagram.
there are instructions.
There are instructions with that. Even with instructions, it took me like an hour. I mean, it's really hard.
Well, I hope I'm not giving anything away. I mean, it's a tiny spoiler, but the puzzle box that Mike Brink must challenge himself to open is actually deadly. Like you could literally lose a finger or your life because the information, what is inside is so the imperial secret inside is so important and so powerful that they protected it with all sorts of dangerous life endangering, sometimes life-ending tricks.
Yes, life-ending. What?
How did you think of creating a deadly puzzle box?
Oh my God. Well, I tried to think of what would be most scary to me and putting my fingers in something that could actually like cut them off was terrifying.
Yeah, like a
Um,
little the finger guillotine scene.
yeah, there's a little, in one of the traps is a little razor that if you go the wrong way will cut your finger. And, also like I was thinking about what would be the most subtle and frightening type of trap, right? And it's not, for me, it has to feel scared, it has to be kind of intellectual, but also very, very deadly and visceral. And these these elements in the puzzle box are both of those things. Like he has to sort of intellectualize his way through, but once he gets in, it's very physical.
Renee's saying snakes would be very scary.
Ah,
Would
yeah,
be
snakes would be scary.
Snakes would be terrifying. Yes, exactly. Oh my gosh. Okay. I want to talk about Catherine Stedman, author of Something in the Water. Let's take a peek at what she had to say. She says, this rip roaring adventure thriller is an escapist puzzle box of delights, a neurodivergent hero, an unsolvable mystery, and death hanging over every move. Congratulations on that rave review from Catherine Stedman. Robin saying, yes, I remember how intricate puzzle boxes can be. The bigger, more fabulously creative boxes were so expensive. I love that you know about them, Robin.
Yeah, me too. I'm so impressed.
I had never heard of them before. So one of the many, many things I learned about in the book. And that's what I love about Danielle's books is that you learn so much. Kirkus also, I wanted to get to the Kirkus review because Kirkus has a reputation. I think the New York Times called them reliably curmudgeonly and cantankerous. Not curmudgeonly or cantankerous when it comes to Danielle Trussoni. They deem this a smart, captifying novel about unraveling secrets. Congratulations on that review. You guys, we are out of time. Time flies when you are having this much fun. So here again is the link to order your signed, personalized copy. And you are going to want to gift yourself this book. I cannot tell you. I think the true sign for me is when I love a book, I start to ration the pages. I'm like, only 10 pages today, Sara, because I want it to last longer. Whereas if, I'm not loving a book, I'll be like, let's just plow through this. But this one, I was like, only 5 today because the number of pages I had kept getting smaller and smaller. So I had to keep rationing them more and more. But I really can't say enough about this. Danielle, you are such an incredibly talented, brilliant, beautiful writer, and the complexity of the story and all of the threads that you wove so intricately through, and the imperial history, and the two sisters, and the time, the ticking clock of as they race through Japan. Oh my God, I loved every single delicious detail.
Well, thank you, Sara.
Yay! So here again is that link for signed and personalized. And then I'm so excited to announce that I am doing a giveaway for Danielle. So I am buying 3 lucky winners signed and personalized books. Now, we are broadcasting live to 7 different destinations. It doesn't matter where you're watching from. It's totally okay wherever you are. However, I'm going to do the giveaway in Mystery and Thriller Mavens, which is where all the good tea is spilled. So it is free and open to all. And here is that link. It's on Facebook. If you're not on Facebook, that's okay. Just send me a DM and I'll be like, okay, that one person's not on Facebook. That's okay. But it is Mystery and Thriller Mavens. It's very mysterious. Just go in there, click join the group. And then under this video, just comment, I'm puzzled, and you will be entered to win one of 3 signed and personalized books. And I'm going to make Danielle say something scandalous to all of you. So go ahead over there and enter. Renee saying you were such a sweetheart.
Can I just take a second to say how wonderful you are, Sara? Thank you so much for doing this giveaway. And everybody that's watching this and listening to this, we should just all give Sara a big round of applause because she does this every week and she supports so many authors. And I'm so honored to be here and to be her friend. So thank you, Sara. Thank you so much. And everybody go on to Facebook and write your comment and have me write something really, really, really scandalous. I
Oh,
can't
I
wait.
will. Oh, I will. By the time Danielle is done signing, she will be 3 shades of red and sweating through her shirt. So, Annalie, welcome to the conversation. Oh, hey, Megan Beatty, good to have you here. We have a lot of puzzled people in the audience. Renee saying, "Oh my, Sarah, you inspire us to read this book." You guys, I'm telling you, Danielle is just beyond talented. She's on another level from us mere mortal human writers. She's extra special. So it is my pleasure, Danielle. I'm honored to be your friend, and it is my pleasure to amplify and support your books however I can because you are just the best. Oh, thank you guys so much. I love my Mavens community. Most of y'all been with me for the whole 4.5 years. We're a team. We're a mystery and thriller loving team. All right, so hop on over. Again, it is go to Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Go to the Facebook group there because I can't go to all 7 locations and gather all the comments. My brain will explode. So, oh my God, that's hilarious. Okay, now go on over to Mystery and Thriller Mavens. Where did I put it? And hop on in there and put the comments in Mystery and Thriller Mavens just so that I can accumulate them all at one time. If you're not a member yet, what are you doing? Catch up, get in there, join. And we will draw the winner after the day after the book comes out. So on Wednesday, October 9th. Okay, y'all, that is a wrap from me. I hope your week is off to a killer start. May the pages of the days fly by. I'll see y'all next Monday. Take care until then.